Hi, I'm Jason Houtsma, guitar instructor for WorshipArtistry.com, and we've partnered with Song Select to bring you our version of It Came Upon a Midnight Clear. Now, this video is going to include this intro, as well as a full band playthrough of the song, a walkthrough of chords, the rhythm, a walkthrough of the entire song, have the chart open for that one, and then also just a solo acoustic section to kind of help you work on dynamic. If you would like a lesson for the rest of the song for all the other instruments, you can head out to worshipartistry.com/Christmas and get those for free. All right, let's dive in.
It came upon a midnight clear, that glorious song of hope, from angels bending near the earth to touch their hearts of gold. Peace on the earth could bring to men from heaven's our gracious King. The world in solemn stillness lay to hear the angels sing. Still through the cloven skies they come with peaceful wings unfurled, and still the heavenly music floats o'er all the weary world. Above its sad and lonely plains they bend on hovering wing, and ever o'er its babble sounds the blessed angels sing. And ye beneath life's crashing load, whose forms are bending low, who toil along the climbing way with painful steps and slow. Look now for glad and golden hours come swiftly on the wing. Oh, rest beside the weary road and hear the angels sing. Yet with the woes of sin and strife the world has suffered long. Beneath the angels' strain have rolled 2,000 years of wrong. And men that war with men is not the love song which they bring. Oh, hush the noisy men of strife and hear the angels sing. Come hear the angels sing.
Our song is in the key of A flat, but thankfully for us, we are capoed on the first fret and playing it like it's in the key of G, so as always, we're referencing our chord shapes, not our chord names. We're going to start out with our G chord. Pinky is going to be on the 3rd fret of the E, ring finger on the 3rd fret of that low E, and you can just use that ring finger to mute that A string. For our A minor, we're going to play an A minor 7. So your pinky is going to be on the E, pointer on the B string, middle on the 2nd of the D. A is open, but we bring that thumb over the top to mute the low E. We also play, for our A major, we play an A7. So that's basically like an A with a hole in it. So your middle finger is on the B string on the 2nd, and your pointer finger on the 2nd fret of the D, so that that G is open, and then you want to get your thumb over the top to mute that low E string. Now, if you're a pretty solid player, you can always, you're kind of down here anyway, so you don't need to mute that, but you definitely don't want to let that the E ring out. For our B, we're going to have a B major, and so people play this a lot of different ways in terms of what fingers they use, but essentially what you're doing is you're holding down the D, G, and the B on the 4th fret, and your pointer finger is going to be holding down the 2nd fret of that A, taking care to mute the low E. So you can do this. You want to mute that high E as well. Or if you wanted to, you can use your ring and pinky and then kind of flatten out your pinky to do that. If that's too tricky, you can always just mute your B and play more like a power chord as well. That'll work. It's not as ideal. Just adding that third is a real nice touch. Next, you're going to have your C chord, and we're going to leave our pinky on the high E for this one. So pinky's on the E, pointer finger is on the first fret of the B, middle on the D, ring on the A string. Taking care to use that ring finger to mute that low E. For your D chord, we're going to use the D major, middle finger on the second of the E, ring on the third of the B, and pointer on the second of the G. D is open, and that's the root. It's okay to hit that A, but we have to make sure that we get over the top to mute that low E string. And you're also going to have a D sus, a D suspended, which is that, and just putting the pinky on the third fret of the E. It's always kind of a quick switch between those, so you really want to be in that D shape. Finally, we finish out with an E minor, holding down the second fret of the A and the D string, and everything else ringing. Now, a lot of times I just use my pointer finger to hold down both, or you can use your pointer and middle finger. And that brings us back to G. All right, let's take a look at our rhythm. Strum pattern is nice and simple for this song. We follow the same thing throughout the whole thing. All the changes kind of fall within that pattern. We don't really have to make any adjustments. So if you lock in this pattern, you're in good shape. And there is a little bit of a swing on it. It's in 6/8 time. So instead of going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and, your feeling is like down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Just a little bit of like a gallop. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So you're always kind of like feeling that. And then the pattern is down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and. It's just the feel of it. Just really try and work on that swing feel and really lock that in. I did give you loops below so you could practice along and really just kind of lock that in. Once you've got it, let's go ahead and look at the walkthrough. We play through this whole thing, so the main thing is just making sure we play the right chords and change where we need to. So let's give it a shot. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, intro. Verse 1, it came. That glorious song of old, from angels to touch their hearts of gold. Peace on the earth, goodwill to men, from heaven's all gracious King. The world in solemn stillness lay to hear the angels sing. Still through the cloven skies they come, and peaceful wings unfurled, and still their heavenly music floats o'er all the weary world. Above its sad and lonely place, they bend on hovering wing, and ever o'er its babble sounds the blessed angels sing. Nice and quiet for verse 3. And ye beneath life's crushing load, whose storms are bending low, toll along the climbing way, with painful steps and slow. Look now for glad and golden hours, come swiftly on the wing. Oh, rest beside the weary road, and hear the angels sing. Verse 4, nice and big, yet with the woes of sin, the world has suffered long beneath the angel's string. 2,000 the love song which they bring. So hush, noise, men of strife, and hear the angels sing. Intro. Nice and simple throughout, just hang in with the rhythm and you'll be in good shape. Enjoy. For our solo acoustic, we really want to add some dynamic, and once again, that's really what these Christmas songs are all about, just kind of creating some space. And so what I would do is actually on my intro, like kind of that first verse to give us a place to go, I would actually drop down to what the electric guitar is doing, kind of doing those arpeggios. So starting with like, it came upon a midnight clear, that glorious song of old, from angels, just nice and light. Peace on, kind of big strums for that. Goodwill to men from heaven's all gracious King. In solemn stillness to hear the angels sing. And then kind of grabbing verse 2, staying on those lower strings. And then nice and big for this. So see how it breathes it a little more that way, kind of going quieter on those like first two lines, then building on that third line, then dropping on the fourth, and kind of figure out kind of nice and simple in the beginning, a little more rhythm, verse 2. You could drop down again for verse 3 and then go big on verse 4. Just some different ways you can bring a little bit more life to the song.